Thank you, Dr. Benne. We have time for, I think, 2 questions. I will entertain a question for each of our speakers. One question for Dr. Johnson, one for Dr. Benne. Well, it looks like everything is solved. Okay, we have a question from Pastor Block, who is from the Bronx. To whom are you addressing your question?
Dr. Johnson.
Okay.
I'd just like to hear more about the joys and challenges that you've had as the editor of Forum Letter.
He wants to know about the joys and the challenges that I've experienced as the editor of Forum Letter. Oh gosh. The first thing that pops into mind as the joy is the wonderful and generally appreciative feedback that I get from people in all kinds of places, through email, through people that I run into in person, the comments that people make, and just the appreciation that they express is so gratifying and so encouraging, and that's a great joy. Frustration, was that the other side of it? Yeah, or maybe sorrow. The frustration, I don't know how to answer that, because there is no frustration. The only frustration is, when we discover that the August issue sat in the printer's closet for 2 months before being mailed out. So, the usual frustrations of all of you who are pastors know this, the frustration of having to meet a deadline every month. And, sometimes the deadline is approaching and you think, well, what's going to be in there this month, I wonder. And then, God is good. I can't tell you how many times I've wondered that, and then somebody emails me and says, I just wrote this, would you be interested in this for Forum Letter? And usually I say yes, But thanks for the question. It's been a wonderful experience, and overall, the opportunity to know so many of our readers has been fabulous. And of course, the greatest joy is working with my friend Peter Speckert.
A question for Dr. Benne. Bishop Benke, please stand.
I should stand?
Yes, both of you. Dr. Benne will come to the podium and repeat your question.
Maybe.
So that we can all hear it.
Your supposition was that in a period of time up to 50 years that the present denominational configurations would continue, that they would be somewhat useless in the ELCA, somewhat more useful in this or that other configuration. Are you convinced that the denominational configurations, what gave you the conviction that those will continue?
You mean that there will be Lutherans?
Well, that there will be Lutherans in those denominations.
Oh, I don't think, I wouldn't predict that in 50 years would have the same configuration of denominations. I think the Lord is doing a lot of sifting out right now, and that there's a huge split between what one could call the Orthodox and the progressives. And it's happening in evangelicalism now, big time. And and I sense in a lot of evangelical Orthodox people a longing for what evangelical Catholicism is all about. So I suspect denominational loyalties will continue for the next next generation at least. People aren't going to give that up, and bureaucracies are very resilient. They keep going. So I believe there will be the denominational configurations, but there's going to be a lot of shaking up, I believe, because of this huge rift that's going on, and more issues seem to be coming up that widen the rift.
But then you see that evangelical Catholicism could move into the evangelical camp.
I think so. I do May leadership seminar at Baylor University, big Baptist school, in which we try to nurture leaders to keep the Baptist schools Christian. All Christian higher education needs that challenge. But my goodness, there are so many Baptists that are drawn to Eucharistic piety, to liturgical dignity, and they want to learn from us a good deal. And in fact, I sold a lot of copies of For All the Saints to them, simply because of the kind of quality that evangelical Catholicism can master. So yes, I believe there's a great attraction. And of course, evangelicals like Luther.
Yes.
They do. And he's their hero. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Enjoy your meal.